Welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name's Tim. Today I'm going to do a walk around video for you on this wonderful 2014 Golf GTI. In this video we're going to go through the paint on the exterior, then we'll look at the interior and also under the hood as well, and I'll point out anything I find to you. So we'll start from the passenger side of the front and work our way around. Looking at the front guard, first thing I see is just a tiny little touch-up mark there. It's just, you can only really see it if you're getting close. But these nice big headlights with the chrome reflectors, as well as the nice black interior as well, look really good against this nice grey colour. This car does have nice black in the grille in a honeycomb shape, as well as this red line. With the dark grey colour, the big Volkswagen badge really stands out. This car does have colour-coded front sensors as well as slimline plates. I'm just having a look for some stone chips. There's a little touched up one there, another one here, but otherwise, as far as stone chips go, the bonnet is in very good condition. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but as the sun's sort of coming out from behind the clouds, you can see that this grey paint does have this really nice silver sparkle to it. It's very good condition. There's no swirl marks either across the hood of the car. Coming around to the driver's side panel here, well, it's just a little bit of dirt. I thought maybe there was another touch-up mark, but there's just a little bit of dirt. You do have your chrome and red GTI badging here. As well as, once again, there's no stone chips on this panel, very good to look at. Down here, with the tyres, you've got pretty much brand new tread, as well as a little bit of gutter rash here. A little bit here. I'm trying to be as picky as I can for you, just so I can point anything out. This car does have nice big red calipers, which goes with the little red line on the front and the little red line in the badge. It's just subtle touches of red that really make this car look the part. You've got colour-coded side mirrors here with the indicator built in. And then moving down, we'll have a look at the door. There is a little bit of a stone chip here, otherwise it's all just a little bit of dirt. It has been raining here and our cars have unfortunately gotten that touch dirty from the rain, but otherwise there's not too bad. This car doesn't have any tint on the windows either. Some dark tint would really set off this car, I believe. We'll have a quick look at the roof here because it is a smaller car. You'll see this car is fitted with a nice big sunroof. I'll show you more what that looks like when we're inside the car, but I just sort of thought I'd point it out at this stage. Looking over on the back passenger door, there's a couple of light scratches into the paint because it's a darker colour. Everything sort of stands out on it, but there's nothing really as far as stone chips go. Your fuel cap is on the driver's side here. Move down to the back tyre. This tyre still does have its little nubs on it, and so it is practically new. Have a look. I thought I saw some gutter rash, but it was just a bit of dirt. There is no gutter rash on this tyre, which is a very good sign as well. Moving around the back, you do have colour-coded rear sensors as well as chrome exhaust tip, which is standard on the GTI. These nice big red tail lights as well. Once again, the little bits of red popping out in the car really make it look the part. You've got your GTI badge on this side. In order to open the boot of this car, you just press down on the Volkswagen badge and you lift up. Oh, I did that wrong. I'll try that again. There we go. The gas struts make it practically come up on its own. Very easy to lift open. Looking in the back here, it's got a nice amount of space for a smaller size car. I'll just see if I can find any wear on any of the plastics as well. I found one little mark here, but otherwise it's very, very well looked after. Underneath this flap here, you do have, they've left the mats in here and I thought they were inside the car. You got your space saver here. It's never ever been used, as well as all your tools to go with it. In the middle here, you've actually got this little flap here. When you press down and you push it forward into the car, it actually opens up into the rest of the car, which is very handy when you need to fit anything long in there, or if you're in the back of the car and you just need to reach through into the boot. Pulling down the boot, these gas struts once again make it such a smooth, easy motion. You just practically push it down a little bit and then let it fall the rest of the way, and it just comes down at a good control speed. Moving around to the passenger side of the car, no stone chips on this panel, just a little bit of, just a little bit of dirt on this panel. Looking at the tyres, they are once again practically new tyres. There is a little bit of gutter rash around this rim, but there's nothing actually too bad here. Once again, red caliper with the black. It's just a common theme that Volkswagen's really gone for on this model. I should point out as well, you do have this plastic guard along the bottom here. This protects the doors from stones and stuff coming up from the road and sort of hitting into the paintwork. So and it looks like it's done its job very well because there are no stone chips on these doors either. Now we'll move forward to our last tyre. This one, once again, brand new tyre. There's a little bit more gutter rash on this wheel. You can sort of see it. Oh, I'll just around here. Yeah, so overall, very impressed with the quality of this car, especially the paintwork, not showing any sort of swirling marks, and that nice sparkle, which once again, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, really makes this colour stand out with the red accenting. If we look under the hood of this car, we'll see the big Volkswagen TSI badge sitting atop the 2-litre turbo. This engine puts out 162 kilowatts of power, as well as 350 newton meters of torque. Combined with the 6-speed automatic and a 50-litre fuel tank, you can expect to average 6.6 litres per 100 k's or 758 kilometres per tank. This car does have 7 airbags and a 5-star safety rating. Just one thing I forgot to point out just as I was going around the car that I didn't notice at first, there has been some touch-ups on this handle here. So like I said, I'll point out anything I sort of find. So that is one thing that I found there that I thought I will point out to you at this stage. Moving to the interior of this car, I'll point out some of the features and then we'll have a quick pan around the interior so you can see what good quality this car is in. Just to my right here, you've got a little joystick that you can select left or right for your exterior mirrors, and then you just move the joystick around to adjust the mirrors. It makes it very easy to sort of set your mirror position when you want to drive the car. On the door handle here, you've got a nice leather finish with red stitching, as well as your 4 electric window switches with a nice child lock on the back there. Looking to the right of the steering wheel here, you've got your headlight selector as well as an auto setting, so you don't have to worry about leaving your headlights on when you park the car after driving at night. Just to the left of that, you've got a little dial, that adjusts the height of the headlights, which can come in very handy when you're driving in different conditions. Being a European built car, on the right hand stalk that's where you've got your windscreen wiper settings, and then on the left hand stalk is where you've got your indicator. This car does come with 2 keys. Looking at the steering wheel itself on the right, you've got mainly your media settings, like answering the phone, skipping the tracks, and then these up and down arrows actually change the display that's in between the 2 speedo gauges and tachometer in front of you. To the left side, that's where you've got all your cruise control as well as your volume control as well, so you can set the cruise while driving without ever having to take your hands off the steering wheel. Don't know how well you can see them on the camera, but just behind the steering wheel, you've got your paddle shifters. So while driving the car, you can actually shift up and down through gears to give it a much more sporty experience, which is a very good feature of the GTI Golfs as well. This is a leather wrapped steering wheel with red stitching on the middle. As I said outside, black and red is a very prominent feature around this model car. Moving to the middle of the car, you'll see you've got your 2 air vents in the top, and just below that, you've got your touchscreen display unit. This car does have sat nav, which is what I've got set up here, as well as a little sensor bar just below the touchscreen. And when you move your hand in front of it, it brings up the menu like so. So that way it makes it much easier to change and adjust things while you're on the road. To each side of the screen, you've got your hard buttons as well. So for example, when you press radio, it'll bring up all the radio stations and you can just select which radio stations you want to listen to. Just down from that, you've got your climate control settings. This does have dual zone climate control, which means that each side of the car can have a different temperature, which comes in handy when 2 people can't agree on how strong the air conditioner should be. You also have your seat warmers as well. Just below that, press this up, and then inside here you've got a nice deep storage cavity, as well as USB and auxiliary ports in here. Just down here around our sports shifter, you've got your automatic stop start, your traction control, and you can actually turn off the parking sensors. When you shift this car into reverse, you'll actually see on the touch screen, it opens up the reverse camera as well as the sensors, so you can see where the sensors are. As you start moving, or you let it sit for a little bit, all that black will disappear, and it will give you a full view of the camera, which is a nice wide view for reversing. If you move your hand in front of that sensor, you'll see that all returns, which can be good for checking out your sensors. Moving back down here, you can also put the car into drive and then push it across and then use a manual selector as well. Just like the paddles on the steering wheel, you can do sport shifting through the gears as well. Just moving down from that, you've got your electric parking brake. So when it's on, you've got this little light here. You depress the switch to turn it off, and you actually feel it turn off with your brake foot. Turn it back on, you just lift it up and the light comes back on. Now here, you've actually got a little sliding door, and underneath that, you've got 2 cup holders for the people in the front. And just next to that, you've got a 12-volt charging socket as well. Moving to the center console, this car is fitted out with leather. So this is a leather covered center console with red stitching once again. Really good contrast from the black. Looking in here, you've got a nice deep center console cavity in there to store anything that you'd need to store. One last thing before we pan around the rest of the car Inside the glove box here, you've got your CD player as well as your SD cards as well, which is sort of keeps it away from the middle and it stops the car from feeling too cluttered on the inside. Now, as my camera person pans around the interior, you can look at the quality of the leather. There is a little bit of wear on the leather, but there's nothing too serious going on. It's just typical wear that you'd see on a leather car. Looking at the roof as well, you've got your sunglass holder as well as your nice big sunroof there, and you've got your switches as well just in the front here. So as we look around the rest of the car, I'm going to just pull up the service history. This car has done 42,000 Ks, I believe. 47 there, my bad, 47,000 Ks approximately. So the service history in here is quite short, but it's quite good, and it was all completed by South Yarra Volkswagen. So we can see the first service was completed at 16,000 Ks, second service at 30,000 Ks, third service at 42,000 Ks, and then we've completed an intermediate service as well. So the next service isn't actually due until 57,000 Ks or until the 5th of October next year. Thanks for taking the time to watch our walk around video of our 2014 Volkswagen Golf GTI. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call on 99070555 and one of our friendly staff will be more than happy to help with your inquiry.